Vinnie Mac has responded to Janel Grant's motion to strike the comments. If you remember the last time we talked about this, Vince's legal team responded to the lawsuit, called the allegations spurious, said that, they were going to be moving to dismiss this on the basis that all of this stuff is a pure act of fiction. And then Janel Grant's legal team taking everything to the media first and foremost before, providing any receipts for anything, but just likes to make all her allegations public, tries to move to have any of the legal proceedings struck from the record because it impugns her character, even though she thinks that she feels free to impugn everybody else's character, and then uses the defense of free speech. It's kind of a bit of a muddling, but because Vince's legal team has the right to respond to this, well, he did so in kind, and if you thought the response to the lawsuit was a bit inflammatory, you ain't seen nothing yet. Vince McMahon's legal team filed a new memorandum today. Lawyers representing the former WWE Chairman have responded to Janel Grant's legal team, filing a motion to strike comments included in McMahon's motion to compel arbitration submitted on April 23rd. Very timely. This is how the court system works. Grant's team contends that McMahon used the motion to spread inflammatory lies. Har, and that it was used as a platform to launch vicious falsehoods. Oh my god, I'm getting nauseous at this. Attacking Janel's moral character in an attempt to harass and intimidate her into submission. Playing the victim once again. After you're throwing how many people under the bus? Just nameless executive until a point in time where I just can't secure the easy bag. Then all of a sudden, executive number 1, that's Nick Khan. Executive number 2, that's Brad Bloom. I'm just going to try to put more artificial pressure over top of you. Number 3, Stephanie McMahon. So I'm just going to keep on naming people that I held anonymous. Okay. Their lives are going to be ruined, like yours, Vince, and like Brock Lesnar's, who I didn't actually name, but I did give a pretty decent description of. You will just see more people try to pressure you into a settlement, but Vince, he don't play like that. So for her to say, this is an attempt to intimidate and harass, no, this is how the court system plays out. He has a right to rebuttal. Sorry, sweetheart. If you didn't want to play these goofy games, you shouldn't have gone against somebody who is legendary for his ability to hold a grudge. Today, McMahon's team referred to Grant's motion as the height of hypocrisy. Yeah, because if you've been following along with this, and I've been doing a damn fine job of doing such, following all the new developments, you would know that, the height of hypocrisy barely begins to scratch the surface. The full memorandum submitted today can be read here. Feel free to click through on the link provided in the description. Otherwise, we'll just catch the highlights on this. Plaintiff's motion to strike is meritless and the height of hypocrisy. Having falsely accused defendant in a public forum, despite the obligation to arbitrate in an inflammatory 67-page complaint that completely disregards the mandate of Rule 8, Section A2 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Plaintiff now seeks to strike the preliminary statement of the Memorandum of Law in support of the defendant's motion to compel arbitration, docket number 30-1, in the purported basis that it is too inflammatory. Yeah, exactly. This legal proceeding, it doesn't reflect well on my legal proceeding. Could we just go ahead and have that struck? Memorandum continues to state that Grant's lawsuit includes several text messages between her and McMahon, but does not include Grant's responses. Something myself and the great Ryan Dawson also pointed out on the stream that's very much on this channel. Shout out, Ryan. They contend her responses to McMahon's texts are equally and often more aggressive and provocative. Wow, big shock on that one, where the responses were selectively omitted. However, it also notes that McMahon is no longer in possession of those text messages, as he has since deleted them. But thanks to the process of discovery, Janel would have to turn all of those over. Ta-da! Or he could just go ahead and have them recovered if he still has those phones. Like, come on now, technology is out there, but I don't anticipate a guy didn't know what a goddamn burrito was for like 20 years, to understand how technology works. In ignoring her obligations to keep the nature of their relationship or the dispute private, the complaint unnecessarily includes private sexual text messages from defendant without including any of the plaintiff's responses to those texts, responses which are equally and often more aggressive and provocative than the defendant's communications, and shows not only that the relationship was consensual, but also that in many instances the plaintiff was the initiator. Uh-oh, dun dun dun. Defendant's communications and show not only that the relationship was consensual, but also that in many instances the plaintiff was the initiator. Indeed, while defendant no longer is in possession of those text messages between the parties, he has deleted them and when he broke off the relationship. The discovery in this case will show the plaintiff sent him sexually explicit messages of herself and texted him to say, among other things, oh great, fantastic, so we have the setup here, that she was in love with him and that he was the love of her life. Oh really? That he was her best friend, that she wanted to have sex with him, and providing graphic detail. Oh yeah, I mean, it's not like we couldn't deduce any of that stuff. That she fantasized being held down. Oh yeah, being put in compromising position, enjoyed being in pain and wanted said pain to continue. She wanted the defendant to watch her, be with other people and to know about her activities with other people. She wanted the defendant to give her thousands of dollars for clothes, plastic surgery, and other gifts. Yeah, I mean, that's the way that this gold digging stuff always escalates. I need to be kept quiet, with Bloomingdale's gift cards and, monthly bouquets and Burberry scarves. I don't know. Something that'll look good in her brand new BMW. She wanted to have a future with the defendant even after signing the agreement, which, yeah, I always found that a little bit interesting, the fact that there were multiple interactions after the completion and termination of their relationship. It was just a little bit confusing to me, who was trying to simply listen and believe all women, that she wanted the defendant to keep living in the same building so she could continue to see him even after signing the agreement. Wow, big shock on that one. Discovery, I can see why she's trying to pressure everybody in order to just simply settle as quickly as possible. For the foregoing reasons, defendant respectively requests the plaintiff's motion to strike be denied. The memorandum concludes. But yeah, I mean, there's some pretty saucy details that are in there, and well, as we've been over the lawsuit, all the different developments, and the fact that Janel and her team keep on trying to drag additional parties into this, and now that the forces seem to be marshaling around the Vince McMahon side of this stuff, because you remember there are 3 parties implicated in this civil lawsuit, because Janel, she wants to make it safe and secure for other women that are out there. Red flag number 258 as to why I think that she's totally cap. This is a civil lawsuit, and if she inflicted all of these harms that she alleged before, why wasn't this a criminal matter? Oh right, because the burden of proof is much higher for criminal accusations. And to simply think that you can secure a couple $1 million off of a billionaire, well, that's a much easier road to take. So the 3 parties included in this as to why you're putting so much pressure on the WWE TKO side of things. Well, that's very obvious, because Vince isn't going to settle at this point in time, because he's got nothing but time, and now that he has nothing but cash on his side, he's waiting to take this to court now. And then of course you have John Laurinaitis as well being implicated much more heavily, of course, but he was actually named in that lawsuit. Now he is supporting all of Vince's motions after trying to distance himself, and I'm sure he was probably also lobbying. He's like, come on, let's just hurry up and cut this bitch a check, alright? Let's just go ahead and make quick work of this, Vince. We could go do something else. We could go check on more floozies in your new apartment building. But I really hope that there isn't some last second, okay, we'll just settle this stuff outside of court. Both parties will go their separate directions. This is one of those things where this is a very obvious Me Tooing. Very obvious bag securing opportunity for some talentless floozy. And we need examples like this. It sucks that this is happening to anybody. The fact that this is happening to, of all people, Vince McMahon, somebody who's a legendary for his temper, for his overall disposition, for his ability to other and fight anybody possible. There couldn't be a better person wage this war to try to pierce that veil and to try to expose somebody. But in the grand scheme of things, when I see all the simps that are in the internet wrestling community trying to hold up the current incarnation of the failing Fed and the fact that ratings continue to slip. Big shock, who saw that one coming. High. The fact that both Raw, SmackDown, and NXT are doing the worst ratings that they've done in years. Guys, just go ahead and continue to cling on to your mid-card aspirations and your inability to create stars over the past couple of decades. You just go ahead and, continue to clap for the shiny lights and tell us that sports entertainment has never been in a better spot. You're all pathetic, and I just can't wait for Vinnie Mac to reign supreme one more time. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.